What's up, YouTube? Chad here with another beer review to BJCP style guidelines. We're on Category 9, strong European beer, and specifically style 9A Dopple Bock. And for that, I got Spaten Optimator 7.6 ABV malt liquor. It's really not. A full 12 ounces on this, not 11.2. Probably because it's made by, Spaten is owned by Anheuser-Busch InBev, so that's probably why. Anyways, so what's interesting about Doppelbock is that there's actually pale and dark variants. Like, if you remember from 7C Keller beer, that it actually has separate category style guidelines for the dark and the pale, but Doppelbock, they just use one category description for both. I think whenever the next revisions come out, they should split it into two. That's just my opinion. Probably nobody at BJCP cares. All right, so let's get right into the specs here. 9A Doppelbock, overall impression, a strong, rich, and very malty German lager that can have both pale and dark variants. I just said that. The darker versions have more richly developed, deeper malt flavors, while the paler versions have slightly more hops and dryness. All right, so let's look at the history, comments, all that stuff. The history is, Bavarian specialty first brewed in Munich by the monks of St. Francis. And they talk about how, all the names end in Ator. Comments, most versions are darker colored, may display the caramelizing and Maillard products of decoction mashing. Well, most traditional examples are on the lower end of this range of style. The style can be considered to have no upper limit for gravity, alcohol, and bitterness. Good example of that is the Eggenberg, whatever it's called, the Sammy Klaus, the Santa Claus beer. That's like, I think it's 14% or something. Reviewed those in the past, so check those reviews out. Characters for ingredients: Munich and Vienna malts for darker ones, they call them ones, and occasionally a tiny bit of darker color malts such as Carafa. Saz type hops, clean lager yeast, decoction mashing is traditional. If you don't know what decoction mashing is, get that book, How to Brew. There's a link in the description. That tells you everything you need to know about 𝐬𝐮𝐩𝐽𝐻 101. Style comparison: a stronger, richer, and more full-bodied version of either Dunkelsbock or Hellesbock, which again raises a point. If essentially those two styles just stronger, then why are they combined into one style? Why not have 9A Dunkels Doppelbock and then 9B Helles Doppelbock? That's what I would do. And the vitals are there and all that stuff. So, anyways, I've been talking long enough. Let's go get this in the glass and get pouring. All right, I am back. We got the Optimator in the glass here. Not crazy about the green bottle, but talk about that later. Let's get right into the aroma. Well, there's a little bit of a skunkiness in there. It's not bad, though, because there's plenty of dark malt in here, which is overriding it. The skunk's more in the background. Yeah, so a very kind of bready note, kind of like, whole wheat bread, without the wheat, obviously. It's very, very malty, but it doesn't smell super sweet. Like, it doesn't smell like sugary or dextrinous. It just smells like a lot of malt. There might be a tiny bit of spicy or earthy hops in there. They're kind of varied, but clean lager fermentation, no green apple, no butter, nothing like that. Let's check the specs. All right, so aroma, very strong maltiness, duh. Darker versions will have significant Maillard products and often some toasty aromas. I really don't get toast. I mean, I just get like bread. It's certainly like a whole wheat bread as opposed to a white bread. Lighter versions, who cares? Virtually no hop aroma, though a light noble hop aroma is acceptable in pale versions. Right? Okay. Moderately low malt-derived dark fruit character may be present, but is optional in dark versions. Do I get dark fruit? Maybe, but it's really subtle, just kind of a cherry plum kind of thing, but it's much more bready than fruity, which was the opposite of the pale version that I did a few days ago, so check that review out. A very slight chocolate-like aroma may be present in darker versions, but no roasted or burned aromatic should ever be present. I don't get any chocolate, and there's certainly nothing roasty or burned on here. Moderate alcohol aroma may be present. I don't really smell booze on here. So, I mean, yeah, it's pretty well within the specs. I'm, pinging a little for the green bottle. I'll go 9 out of 12. I'd like to see like a little bit more Maillard actual products, and the skunk really doesn't help either. Let's check the appearance on here. It's actually quite clear. I don't know how this is looking on camera. It's a really pretty kind of a chestnutty color. I haven't used that description in a long time. It's, it's pretty clear. Probably put about 22 to 27 SRM. I did the kind of Randy Mosher pour right down the middle, and this thing foamed up all the way to the brim, but it's kind of died down now. So you get about a finger width of, tan frothy head. Pretty good looking beer. Check specs. Appearance. Darker versions will often have ruby highlights. I should probably read the first sentence first. Deep gold to dark brown in color. True. Lagering should provide good clarity. True. Large, creamy, persistent head. Color varies with base style. Off-white for dark variety. Stronger versions may have impaired head retention and can display noticeable legs. Yeah, I mean, we'll get the legs when we get to the bottom there, but yeah, I'm gonna go the full 3 out of 3 on appearance. No reason not to. And now we're on to the best part. Prost. Yeah, so big bread and malt up front. Definitely I'm getting the Maillard products in the flavor. I wasn't smelling them, but I'm tasting them. Get a little bit of chocolate in the background. There's kind of a significant bitterness in there. Like just kind of a, I don't know if we call it peppery, spicy, peppery, earthy, that just kind of general genre of, noble hop character. And, the bitterness is pretty firm there, but I mean, certainly more malty than anything else. Clean lager fermentation, no green apple, no butter. Finishes fairly clean. There's a little bit of a malty aftertaste. I would not call it sweet. It's not cloying. It's like malt. It's like you're a homebrewed and had liquid malt extract. Kind of tastes like that. So pretty good tasting beer. Not amazing, but probably within the guidelines, which we'll check right now. Flavor, very rich and malty. Darker versions will have significant Maillard products and often some toasty flavors. Yeah, very, very subtle toast, but it's there. A very slight chocolate flavor is optional in darker versions, but should never be perceived as roasty or burnt. True. Clean lager character. True. A moderately low malt drive dark fruit character is optional in darker versions. Like I said with the aroma, really don't get the fruitiness. Like just kind of like the impression of fruitiness than actual fruitiness itself. Invariably, there will be an impression of alcoholic strength, but this should be smooth and warming rather than harsh and burning. The alcohol is pretty tame on here. It's only 7.6. Some of the other Doppelbocks I reviewed this week have been 9, 10, 12% ABV, and like it's like very vanilla and caramel. This one, it's pretty tame. I mean, 7.6. I mean, it's definitely not like drinking some kind of table, sessionable lager, but it's not like you're breathing fire or anything like that. Little to no hop flavor, more susceptible in pale versions. I would definitely say, kind of low hop flavor, earthy, spicy kind of character. Hop bitterness varies from moderate to moderately low, but always allows malt to dominate flavor. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, I'd probably put it moderate hop bitterness, maybe moderately low. Most versions are fairly malty sweet, but have an impression of attenuation. True. That's why it's a pretty clean aftertaste. The sweetness comes from low hopping, not from incomplete fermentation. Paler versions generally have a drier finish. Well, this is a dark, not a pale. So, yeah, it's right there for the specs. Like I said, it's to the specs, but the actual flavor is not amazing. I'll go 16. Mouthfeel. What do we got here? Medium full. I don't think I'd say it's full body, but it's pretty thick. Moderately low carbonation, very smooth. The alcohol's pretty gentle. Slightly kind of a bittersweet aftertaste, but nothing cloying, nothing like an IPA or anything like that either. Let's check the specs on mouthfeel. Medium full to full body, moderate to moderately low carbonation, very smooth without harshness, astringency. True. A light alcohol warmth may be noted, but should never burn. True. Yeah, so it's right there. It's it's very drinkable too for such a strong beer. I'm gonna be pretty generous. I'm gonna give it a full 5 out of 5 on mouthfeel. It's very drinkable beer for such a strong beer. Overall impression, I think I'm gonna say 8. That brings up a total score of 41. So I'm gonna drop the flavor down to 15. It's really good, but it's 2 spec, but it's not amazing. And I think 15 is the kind of ceiling on that. When you hit 16 or higher, it's like a really impressive, delicious beer. And like nothing wrong with this one, but it's just not blowing my hair back. what little hair I have left. So yeah, 40 out of 50 for Spaten Optimator. This would probably be 45 if it was in a brown bottle. So, and it's, if you can get this on tap, a lot of German beer gardens will have this on tap. You know, it's Anheuser-Busch product. It's easy to get, probably relatively cheap too. So yeah, so I guess that does it for this review. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.